This is United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon.
Good morning to you, boys and girls. We're halfway through the week once again. It's Wednesday, the 9th of September 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Royal Berkshire on a little bit of a grey day. I do hope the weather turns out nice, but not at the moment for poor old Charlie boy. Oh dear, Prince Charles is running out of patience, boys and girls. Will he ever be our king? I nearly said queen then. Well, I mean, who knows? It's always the quiet ones, dear. You wouldn't know I was unless I told you, would you? Very, very straight acting I am. In the Daily Express, we don't usually do a story from the Daily Express, but we have this morning. The Daily Express headline there on one of the pages: Prince Charles warning future monarchs' impatience at running out of time. He's worried he's going to run out of time. You know, he's quite old now, isn't he? In the sort of grand scheme of the age of all the royal family members. Do you think it will ever happen? The story in the Daily Express says Prince Charles warned he felt like he is running out of time to take the throne and become King Charles. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not sure it's going to happen. Today, a constitutional expert told the Daily Express if Prince Charles ascends to the throne, his grandson, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, just imagine having a name like that, being called in the school playground. Oh, Christ, I'll have to look at the name. Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. Could you go to the headmistress's office? Yes, for a beating. Oh, they don't cane them anymore, do they? It's no fun being a teacher anymore, is it? Can't even beat the hell out of the children. How boring is that? What do they do? How do they punish them then? Detention? Is that it, detention? I don't think there was anything ever wrong with chaining them up against a wall with a gun stapler. That was always great fun. One of the boys in our class had that done to him. He was literally stapled to the wall. Only for about a few minutes, that was it. I would have left him up there for days. Oh, I need water. Water, please. And then just at the moment of dying from dehydrating, you could have just chucked water over him. What's the problem with that? That's why they're running amok, dropping their litter all over the place, dear. It says, if he descends to the throne, his grandson, Archie, do you mind if I shorten it to Archie? Is that all right with you? Archie will become a prince. This is despite his parents, Meghan and Harry, deciding against giving their son a royal title. It would just happen automatically, you see. The pair have chosen to raise Archie as a private citizen. So no royal. They don't want royal for him. You know. Do you think it's much of this is due to Prince Harry's mum having an accident? Do you think any of it's due to that? You know, he doesn't want the hassle. You can understand it. He doesn't want the hassle of the newspapers chasing after them day and night. God knows I have to put up with it myself, dear. But I can handle them, you know. At this very moment, there are people from the Daily Star and the Sun outside trying to get a long shot picture of me here in the studios of United Kingdom Talk. Constitutional expert explained to the Express, in the case of Archie, the grandson, things change on the death of the Queen, which I hope won't be for too long. We love the Queen. I have a poster on the wall there. If we can just switch to camera 3. There she is. Oh, no, you can just about see. Hello? Oh, my God, look, you can just... I need a bra. Look, I need a bra. Look, my breast is sticking up. I'm just... Sorry, Your Majesty. It almost looks like she's trying to kiss it, doesn't it? Not. Sorry, Your Majesty. Sorry, Your Majesty. You know I'm a big fan of the royals. And when she dies, at that moment, Archie will become, whether he chooses or not, His Royal Highness Prince Archie of Sussex for life. At his death, Charles's death, let's have a look. It don't make sense there. Once again, bad editing it in the paper. I'll skip over that bit. Charles has voiced concerns over ever becoming king. In 2012, 8 years ago, while being recorded for a film released on the Clarence House website, the Prince made a series of candid comments about his life and future. I think some of his ideas are, of course, old-fashioned, as indeed are some of mine, and perhaps some of yours. We're all, I think, of a similar age together each morning. We've got some younger people, of course, Michael Pullman, Peter Wright, George Bond. We do have some younger people, but a lot of you are around my age, and perhaps many of us are sort of a little bit old-fashioned in our ways, are we? And perhaps Charles is as well. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I think there's a lot of value. I think we have a lot of value that other people have yet to learn yet to, perhaps, you know. One saw him joke about his reputation for pursuing projects with notorious vigour, but made a poignant reference to his mortality. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with pursuing projects with notorious vigour. I do the same with this. I pursue this with vigour. Let me tell you, I sit here last night, I suppose, to prepare a show. I'm probably up to about an hour now. I'm up here usually about 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, preparing the next morning's show. And I can be in here for 45 minutes or so, getting bits and pieces ready, you know. And then again in the morning, I'm back in here at about 8 o'clock in the morning, putting together the last bits and pieces. So, yeah, an hour and a half I spend getting this ready now in the morning. And, you know, because I want it to work. And he wants his stuff to work. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, you know. It's horrible when people sort of try and knock you down, don't they? They try and kind of dim, not that I've got a very bright light on. There's no light on in this head. You know, but some people try and turn your light out, don't they? I don't know why that is, why people do that. They try and trip you up all the time. Or run you down. I know some people like that, believe me. It says, he said, impatient, me, what a thing to suggest, says Charles. Of course I am. I'll run out of time soon. I shall have snuffed it if I'm not careful. So he's got the humour in there. We like humour. Charles, at the time of the recording, was 64. He's now 71 years old, you see. So even if he was to get on the throne tomorrow, 71, 81, 91... if he's lucky, 30 years. You know, but I mean, how many people live to 100? He's now 71, while his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, is 94. She became the longest running British monarch 5 years ago, 2015. No one in the world has ever been a queen or a king longer than the queen we have now. The great Queen Elizabeth II. God save our gracious Queen. That one. In 2008, Charles became the longest waiting heir to the throne in British history. You know, 12 years ago, he overtook his great-grandfather, Edward VII. So he's probably... he must... I hope he gets on there because, you know, to be trained throughout his whole life, from when he was a tiny little boy, he would have been trained and preparing for his moment as king. Can you just imagine getting to the end of the life, having prepared for that, and not doing it? It must be awful. Some would say the Queen should step out of the way. I don't know. She's doing a pretty good job, I think. So what if she's old? Doesn't matter. She's still doing it. She's out there shaking hands of peasants like yourselves. The story goes on, many commentators have consistently suggested he is frustrated his reign has not yet begun. He has himself previously hinted at his impatience. In 2004, in conversation with a guards officer at Wellington Barracks, who congratulated him on his 56th birthday, 2004, the prince is reported to have replied, I'm now at the age at which my grandfather died. You know, just, 54, yeah, I suppose so. And the story goes on. So that's in the Daily Express. What do you think? Do you think he'll ever become king? I don't know if he'll ever become king or not. What do you think? You know, it's just one of those things, isn't it, really? I'd like him to be. Fran says, I think Charles shouldn't be king because he's married to a divorcee like Edward and Simpson. Just saying, yeah, it's your point. Fair enough, Fran. Fair enough, Fran. Morning to Stephen Petty. It's interesting though, isn't it? We'll see what happens there. What else are you saying about that this morning? Anyone saying anything about that at all? Do 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 do. Not yet. Parknest, he's a royalist. Who is a royalist, Parknest? What, Charles? Of course he is. He's one of them, isn't he? Oh, you're chatting to each other. That's all right. Anyway, that's an interesting thing. Gary, 2 tickets Ross says Charles will never be king as he was married before, and the same will Camilla. So you don't think he'll be king. But just imagine that. It's awful, isn't it, really? Having to sort of train all those years from a little boy and then not actually getting the job that you were trained for. Anyway, on to other news this morning. In the Daily Mail this morning, oh dear, Naga has been a naughty girl. Naga Manchetti, she went on the BBC Breakfast today. They had the blonde girl. She was interviewing Matt Karaoke Hancock. I told you a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Matt Hancock had been filmed at a karaoke night. Clearly an old karaoke night. During Queen and Don't Stop Me Now. And he was really putting himself into it. Jumping around the stage. Up and down he was going, don't stop me now. And someone tried to join in. He pushed him away. You're not having my spotlight, mate. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. And the blonde one was interviewing Matt Hancock this morning. She don't smile either. They don't smile when they're interviewing the politicians. Why not? You know, it's just another job. Anyway, Naga's in trouble. BBC, Naga Manchetti in the Daily Mail this morning. Naga Manchetti has been rapped by the BBC bosses. I wonder if she got a personal phone call from little Tim Davey. Hi Tim, I'm here, give me a job. Tim Davey, after appearing in a business interview series for Nat West, the BBC breakfast presenter who earns up to £195,000 a year. That's what she earns. For reading an auto cue. 195. I'm lucky to get £2 a show here. She's hosted webinars for the banking giant weeks after she was rebuked for fronting a paid corporate video for car maker Aston Martin. Well, you can see Naga in runner. Did she get one as well? As part of the deal, did she get an Aston Martin? That's the James Bond car, isn't it? Da da ba 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 bow 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 bow. That one, eh? It says she already appears to have antagonised the new Director General, Tim Davey. Oh Christ! Hang on a minute. I've dropped my mouse. Did anything go wrong then? No. Tim Davey, we bow down in his holy name. She already appears to have antagonised new Director General Tim Davey, who has launched a radical shake-up of the national broadcaster to dispel accusations of partiality. Well, it's they keep tweeting, don't they? Stop tweeting. Just give us the news as it is. The BBC told the Daily Mail, Naga Manchetti has been warned the gig could be seen as a conflict of interest, you know, doing this for the NatWest thing, and will be kept in mind for future editorial decisions. Oh dear. Perhaps she can go on the ITV thing. She could go against Piers Morgan, couldn't she, Naga? Because Suzanne, she's a bit wet. Don't you find Suzanne Reid on TV? She's all right, don't get me wrong, but she don't stand up to Piers Morgan, really, does she? I'd like to see Piers Morgan and Naga Manchetti hosting a brand new breakfast show, perhaps on YouTube, you know. I hope you'll stay with me and not go over to them, boys and girls, I really do. I'll be hurt if you don't. Tim Davey unveiled his bold manifesto in the debut speech last week, warning if you want an opinionated columnist or a partisan campaigner on social media, then that's a valid choice. But you should not be working for the BBC. He's told them, dear. Old Gary Lineker, he's not happy, is he? Oh, I mean, what does he do anyway? Does anyone watch Match of the Day? How many people watch that? More people are watching my channel than watch Match of the Day. I'm telling you that now. He said there would be clearer direction on the declaration of external interest. I should blooming well hope so at all. There we are. While Naga Manchetti's videos were filmed before Davey took up the post, BBC insiders are reportedly furious about Manchetti's Naga's... Do you mind if I call her just Nag? No, or Naga? Naga. Naga's external engagement. Well, she seems to be doing other work, doesn't she? She's doing other work. I wonder what'll happen. I can't see that you can contain her. She just wants to do her own thing. Will she stay for the money or will she break out of it? That is the question, isn't it? You don't know what'll happen. Oh, by the way, there's a picture today. There's a picture that John Parish has sent in. You will want to see this, gang. You will want to see the picture. I will require this morning for that, as a special bargain today, only 20 likes to see John Parish's picture this morning, okay? All right? Only 20 likes. There you go. That's how it is. 20 likes. You're excited, aren't you? They've got a new model plane. There's a new plane that they've designed. Now, it's only a model yet. In the Sun this morning, a scale model of futuristic V-shaped plane that could one day carry passengers in its wings. In its wings. So, there is no middle bit. It's really odd looking. I'll take a photo and show you a minute. The Dutch-built jet called the Flying V, it's like this. So it flies along like that. You sit here and here. Isn't it weird? The Dutch-built jet called the Flying V houses the cargo hold, fuel tanks and passenger cabin in the wings to cut fuel consumption. Its quirky design is said to lower fuel usage by up to 20%. 20% compared to conventional expert. They're always trying to save a bit of fuel here and save a bit there, aren't they? Just remember, when they bring up these cars and, you might be getting an extra 2 miles to the gallon, you might think to yourself, oh, that's not much at all. But you extend that across all cars, that's a considerable saving, isn't it? Because one day we'll run out of oil. There'll be no oil left. You won't be able to travel up and down the M1. You'll have to get on the new HS2 train. Yes, what value for money that is. A shocking waste of money, isn't it, eh? Researchers testing an uncrewed 3-metre scale model of the aeroplane. So, not big. But big, if you were flying one of those with your little remote controls. Did you have one of those at school? Or when you was a little boy, little girl, whatever? Did you have one of those remote controlled planes? Oh, yes. Did you? I love them. Used to go over Richmond Park when I was a child because we lived in Roehampton. There's always people over there. Oh, not Richmond Park. It was, where did we see them? Epsom Downs, that was it. Used to go to Epsom Downs as part of our day out on Sunday. Mum and Dad always used to take us out somewhere on a Sunday. Every single week without fail, rain, shine, snow, we went out. One of the places we visited was Epsom Downs. We used to go running up and down the fields. Of course, no horses there or anything like that on a Sunday. But you get a lot of people out there walking up and down the downs, and one group of people were always there with their remote controlled planes. Not electric. These were proper, I think, petrol or whatever they were, remote controlled planes. And these things would run along this flat area of grass. It was grass. And they would take off and you watch people flying them with the, little joysticks there. Some of them looked very expensive. They were not small planes. They were fairly substantial things, Not like the little planes that perhaps a small boy would get. You saw some of those out there. But they didn't go very far, just small planes. These were big planes. If they hit you, you'd have some damage, maybe dead as well. I don't know. Very good, though. I never had one of those. I had a remote control boats. I'm not so much interested in the planes. Remote control boats. And you put them in a lake. How many times did this happen? About 3 times this happened. You put them in a lake. And off it would go. And you push a little joystick and off it goes. Lake wasn't very big. You could see one side to the other. It wasn't big at all. In Richmond Park, we was in with this one. And off it went. And every single time it seemed to go out of range and that was it. It was stuck in the middle of the lake. Did that happen to anyone? Why is that? Why does that happen? These new ones, things like, look what they got now. Drones, little, and again, all different types. Little drone, for a child perhaps, goes so far, buzzing around. And then you've got these professional drones that go for miles. And you can't lose them because when they go out of range, they detect that and they will come back to the position in which they set off so they can't get lost. Fantastic. Not the same with the remote control boats as I had as a child. Mum, it's not coming back. Mum, and there would be Dad hoping that this boat was going to come a little bit further to the edge of the lake, and there he'd be with a stick trying to get it out. Well, back to this story, this new plane. Engineers at Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands have worked with Airbus to test takeoffs, landings and aerial manoeuvres on this highly unusual looking plane. And here it comes. Hang on a minute, there you go. Look at that. So on here, there you go. Isn't that the weirdest looking thing? So you go on each side. That's seats there and seats along that side. And they've tested it and it works. It works. It says the team optimised the scaled flight model to prevent the issue. The issue of rotation. They were worried it would start turning over. But it didn't. The plane's thrust was good. Do you like a good thrust, ladies? We like a thrust, don't we? The plane's thrust was good and flight speeds and angles were as predicted. Delft University said in a statement last week, one issue that cropped up was the landing, which was rougher than expected. Oh, I like a rough landing, don't you? Well, I like it when all the women and children at the back are screaming their heads off. And some of the blokes as well, you know, these great big blokes. Suddenly there is a bit of danger and they burst into tears. I just sit there laughing. I find it amusing, I'm sorry. Ah! Oh my God, we're going to die! Oh! Here's Chris Reardon sitting there. Sorry, I see humour in most things. The current design apparently leads to too much Dutch roll, which causes the plane to yawn from side to side. Oh, you'd feel sick, wouldn't you? Like being on a boat. Oh, like a bit like that. I went on a cruise once, only a cheap one, Air Tours cruise to Mexico. And within a few hours on there, I started feeling sick. I went down to the sick bay. I'm really sorry, I've got no sick tablets. I feel really ill. There you go, take one of those. Okay, shall I come back? No, you won't need to. And within half an hour, it stopped and never came back again. For that whole 2 weeks, or was it a week? I think I was a week on there, something like that. So much food. God, eat and eat and eat. I was even fatter than I am now. The story goes on in The Sun. Were any passengers on board, the crew would have needed a few extra air sickness bags. They're preparing the scale model for future test flights. So we could be sitting on different planes. I think we'll end up on like something like a drone. You know, like drones. I always thought that when we get personal aircraft, like talking about, you know, like cartoons in the 1960s, when we all had little planes to fly from A to B by the year 2000. Well, it didn't happen. I don't think it'll ever be planes. When these drones came along, when they first came along, you know, so you got like a square thing with, say, 4 fans, propellers, aren't they? Like that. And they brought some more out with more fans around them, propellers, you know, like so they're flat like that. And all automatic. And I think that's the future of personal travel. You'll get in the middle of it, and then you won't have to do anything. You won't have to do anything. You just push a couple of buttons and up it will go. And whisk you away to wherever you want to be. It's good, isn't it, really? Very, very clever. Right, let's say hello to some of you this morning. Morning to Rachel. Morning, Rachel Wheatland. Morning. Jason Hughes. Fran Green. Hello, Fran. Daniel Woodhouse. Michael Bowman. Mr. John Parish is there. Morning to Peter Wright. Morning to DSLDG2, who was there at the quiz last night. Nice quiz last night again, boys and girls. Very nice quiz last night. We couldn't get the Skype working last night. I wanted to the manager of Central Station to call us in. We did it eventually on this, although unfortunately it didn't work too well because, of course, there's a delay in which the quiz is played out in the pub that I work at, Central Station. And then he took the phone into the bar to talk to the winner of the night at the bar. But of course, my video was playing loud in there and it was picking it up and it was all a bit messy. So we've learnt from that. But the idea was he calls us on our Skype phone-in number that we don't really use anymore. You know, when we used to do a phone-in show, but quite frankly, the calls were just not good. Most of them. Some of the calls were really good. I think possibly the best caller we had on our phone-in was Roy Brownlow. He was probably the best caller that we had come into the show, really. And he rang most evenings, but we dropped that in the end, didn't we? But I couldn't get it working, and the password wasn't going in, and it was asking for Microsoft passwords. So on further investigation, it looks like Microsoft took over Skype some time ago, and they've done something. Anyway, I managed to sort that out this morning, so I've got that working again. So next time he'll be able to call in on the Skype there. Good morning to Denise. Morning, Denise Andrews, head of Ducks on this channel. Morning, Denise. Park Nest is in the house. Good morning. There's my nephew, Scrap It Man. Latest video coming out very soon. Good morning, Gary. Scrap It Man is in the house. Hello to Sherry DMP, the lovely Sherry, again, with her own little YouTube channel there, doing bits and pieces. Morning, Sherry. Hello to Mandy Davenport. I'm scrolling down there. There's Denise Diane Jeb. Morning, Diane. John Aitkins there. Morning, John. Oh, we like steps. I know you like steps, darling. Carrying on, scrolling down. Have we got everyone? Daniel Woodhouse. Who's your pin-up girl, Daniel Woodhouse? It's not me, is it? I reckon you've got probably a picture of me pinned up there, Daniel. Have you got a picture of me pinned up in your house, have you? Of course you have, darling. A lot of people have there. Morning to Mick Davenport. Mark Jones. Good morning, young Mark. Hello, Mark. AD. Good morning, AD. AD started doing mobile karaoke. Morning, AD. Scrolling, just scrolling by the light of the moon above. Is that everyone? There we go. Rachel says maybe you could do your phone-in show once a month. I know you don't like being told what to do. Well, I just don't fancy doing it again, Rachel. I've tried it a few times. Maybe in the future. Never say never. Never say never. Morning to the delightful Christopher Woodhouse. Good morning to young Christopher. Hello to you, sir. We got a photo from John Parish sent in a couple of days ago, actually, this morning. Okay, if you'd like to see that photo. We will require only 20 likes this morning. At the moment, we have 18, so only 2 more, you lucky things. Only 2 more. All right. I was watching an excellent film on the Netflix after we finished the quiz last night. I watched a film on Netflix. Have a go at this. Daniel Radcliffe is in it. Yes, it's little Harry Potter. Have I got my Harry Potter glasses? I haven't. I've got these. No, they're not the ones. I've got they're downstairs. I've got like Harry Potter glasses, which I just use, to read music. Well, not read music, but read stuff when I'm sitting at the piano and that. My great nephew Harry loves these little Harry Potter glasses. Anyway, our very own Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, is in the new film on Netflix called Jungle, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. It's a great film. Beautiful scenery, great acting. Oh, the scenery, gosh. Oh, it's wonderful. And you see them, and they go on an expedition in the jungle. They find this bloke to lead them, and I think he's looking for gold, okay? And there's one scene quite early into it where they've got like this, I don't know what it's called, like a sieve thing, and they're shaking it. And in there is just a tiny speck of gold, just a tiny speck. And how exciting it must be to find a little bit of gold like that, don't you think? Most people would say, oh gosh, oh my God, look, that must be worth £10,000. I wouldn't think like that. I'd think, wow, how exciting to find a little bit of gold. Don't matter, irrelevant how big it is. Irrelevant the value of it, not interested. But just to sieve like that, there's a little bit of gold there. Wouldn't you find that exciting? I would. Shake, 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 shake. Shake your body. Shake you down. Something like that. Anyway, so they do that. And then there's a scene where they're going through the forest, and it's all a bit scary. You know, the jungle. Sorry, the jungle. There's one bit where there's a snake. Big snake. Don't want to tell you the whole story, but a very exciting section where they're going down the river, and there's this white water rafting going on. You know, all the hidden rocks underneath there, and they're going through there. Daniel Radcliffe is climbing up this mountain, going for the forest, and then I think it looked like a tiger. I must admit, there was a bit where you saw just sort of the front part of a tiger, and it didn't look very real to me. There's probably some bloke with a head on a stick or something, like a furry stick, you know, made from, I don't know, like a soft toy or something like that, and he's holding it behind these leaves, and I thought, that doesn't look very real. So that's a good film to watch there. Jungle, if you like beautiful scenery, then go and watch that. And he climbs the mountain, doesn't he? Climb every mountain. That one. And they camp in the forest, and there's all these noises going on around. A bit like the noises on my opening video, on the opening videos. You hear the birds and that at the beginning there. So great film on Netflix there, Jungle, okay? And because I watched that, I haven't watched the most recent episode, last night's episode of All Creatures Great and Small. That one. Did anyone watch that yet? All Creatures Great and Small? Do let us know. Okay, do let us know. Good morning to Ray Reynolds this morning. Morning, Ray Reynolds. Hello to you. Peter Wright, what was the name of the film on Netflix about in a train 3 or 4 weeks ago? I think that means the series, Snowpiercer. It's a TV series, Snowpiercer. Very good. Very, very good. Apparently there's a film, DJ Chris was telling me, there's actually a film on that as well, Snowpiercer the film, which I haven't seen yet. But the TV series, Snowpiercer, I think is the one you want there, Peter, right? Start watching that. It's very good. Very, very good indeed, okay? John did gold panning in Legoland, Denmark. Oh, it's not the same thing. No, this is real gold we're looking for, John. Not them little things that the kids go in with the sand. I know what you mean. Oh, dear. Apple. Are you an Apple fan? They got a new phone coming out. Although I think they're a little bit behind everyone with this. We've had 5G phones out now for over a year. Apple haven't got one yet. Did you know that? None of the iPhone 11, not 5G. Very behind. Unusual, that. In the Sun this morning, Apple could unveil brand new gadgets as soon as next week, including the first 5G iPhone. So it's coming along, but they just seem to be so behind everyone else. I know some of you like your Apple stuff. I don't think we've got anyone on here who will queue up outside the shop for like 5 hours. The surprise announcement is also expected to include a new iPad with a revamped design. I could do with a revamp, couldn't I? A revamped design and a next generation Apple Watch to boot. Those Apple Watches are so dear. They're like 450 quid starting at, aren't they? Something like that. Every year, Apple hosts a major autumnal event to showcase new technology, including an iPhone. This year's global health crisis has thrown a spanner in the works. It is people haven't got money. They've got no money. It is expected that some gadgets will be announced early in September with less fanfare than usual, with a bigger iPhone reveal coming in the coming weeks. They've now got a special event for September the 15th. So then, what day is that on? September the 15th, which is next Tuesday. They do that on the video, don't they? They have a little video that people can watch. A new Apple Insider report suggests that we could see the iPad Air 4 announced as soon as Tuesday, September the 8th. I find the iPad's a bit big, don't you? You know, the full-size one. I've got a mini one, which is 3 to 4 years old one, which kind of does the job. What do I use that for? Well, just watching, reading bits of news and that in bed, really, to be honest. The long-rumoured device is expected to feature some performance upgrades, but they reckon it's going to ditch the old iPad design. If any of you got an iPad, who's got an iPad? great nephew Harry and great nephew niece Eve, and the other ones over in Cyprus. Great niece Emily, great nephew George. They've all got their own little devices. I think they've got the Amazon one. Amazon, I don't know what it's called, the little Amazon tablet. I think they've all got one of those each. Yeah, they've got their own emails. The email drops into their account. It does. Oh, by the way, Paula, talking of emails, Paula New, did you get your bingo ticket this morning? I swapped you over onto the new Gmail address. And then they've got iPad Air. It's unclear the price of the iPad Air starts at £479. So not cheap, you know. Who's got that to waste at the moment? Answer, not many people. I doubt any of you lot. It will increase due to the new ritzy new design. We're also expecting the launch of the Apple Watch 6 as part of the smartwatch's yearly upgrade cycle. They seem to have a new one of those out every year, don't they? You don't need one. Honestly. I mean, what does that one do? Apple is one of the only major makers yet to release a 5G smartphone. It says that's despite the fact that 5G networks have been rolling out across the US and the UK this year. They're very behind with that. Many rivals, including Samsung, who we mentioned the other day, didn't we? They've got a new phone coming out, £1,800. Yes, that's right, £1,799 that phone's going to be. Gosh. Samsung and Huawei have released multiple 5G models. Now, Apple is expected to finally join the 5G fray with 4 new models supporting the super-fast mobile speeds. There we go. So it's coming, but they're very, very behind with that, the whole Apple thing, aren't they? They really are. John says watches are useless. I don't really have a watch. I've got a nice Fitbit type watch that measures when I'm doing my walking and all that. I didn't go out last night in the end. I was going to go out and post who won the stickers. Daniel Holmes, I think. Daniel Holmes won the stickers last night. We had a sticker raffle last night. Daniel Holmes won that at the end of the quiz. I didn't actually get out, so I'll go and post that a little bit later on my morning walk. And this morning, I shall have to do 12,000 steps today because I only did 8.5 yesterday. So as punishment to myself, we must regularly punish ourselves. As punishment to myself, I shall go out and do extra steps this morning. Yes. Let's just pop up there a little bit further. Where are we now? Bum. Scrolling, just scrolling. There you go. John watched the film last night, Jungle. We loved it. Really good. Going to the village where it is filmed. Are you really? Oh, just wonderful, that film, John. Oh, hang on a minute. You talking about... You'll be talking about All Creatures Great and Small. Yes, I've got that to watch tomorrow. Good morning to Maureen this morning. She's watching All Creatures Great and Small. Yes, that would be something that you like, Maureen. And me. I love it. So inoffensive, isn't it? Something like that, don't you think? No rudeness, no swearing or anything like that. Or if it is, it's quite in context, not just for the sake of it. You know what I mean? I'm glad you like that, Maureen. Good morning to Heidi Young. Morning to you. Hello to you. The Rain is worth a view as well. I've seen that, The Rain. Yes, that's a series. The Rain on Netflix, although it's dubbed. But that's okay. If you can't cope with a dubbed film, look at their eyes. The same as you're doing to me this morning. You're probably not looking at my mouth. You're looking at my eyes, aren't you? Do you want to have a closer look? How close do you want me to get? Here, have a closer look at my eye. I'm looking at you now. I'm looking. Look at their eyes and you'll be all right. It is dubbed, though, from, I think, I don't know what, actually, I don't know. Is it perhaps Spain or Holland seems to, or Dutch, Spanish or Dutch, I think one of those two is dubbed from. Very good. The Rain, I'm watching that at the moment. Talking to each other. A very good morning to Cycle Ranger. A fire tablet. Yes, I believe that's what great nephew Harry and great niece Eve have got there. There's my nephew. There he is. Just eyes. Pigeons and eyes are usually the only comments from my nephew Gary. All righty. Good morning to the silent viewers. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel always thank you for reminding me, Rachel. I do often forget to welcome you. Hello to our silent viewers this morning. Those of you sitting quietly on the side, taking it all in. Good morning to you. I see that we've got 23 likes actually. So let's show you the picture. Thank you very much for the likes this morning. Let's show you the picture from John Parish this morning. Look at that. Now, John Parish has sent in a little email with that. One moment, please. Where is that? Oh, Colin Kay's not here this morning. Thank you, Colin. Oh, where's the Where's the message? Here we go. Me in the local gay club when I was younger. There you go. You see, I told you it's always the quiet ones. Look at that. He's quite good with the makeup, isn't he? I don't know, maybe his wife, Sherry, likes him to dress up like that occasionally, you know. Each and every one to themselves, you know. Who are we to criticise how other people dress, except cyclists who are far too overweight and wear lycra? Because you just look stupid. That would, if I wore lycra, that too would look stupid. We have the wrong bodies for lycra, especially that old queen the other day. Oh, it was hilarious. Told you, didn't I, that old queen. I was out there doing some wombling, picking up some rubbish. Right, this old queen runs past me. He's about 60. He had his eyes plucked perfectly. You never said he's obviously had his face done as well at some point. Sorry, I got a really itchy noise. Let me just blow my nose. Sorry, was that noisy? You didn't hear that, did you? He went running past, had this lycra on. He had a rucksack, 2 cups, one either side with a straw. I know I've told you this. Running along, and he ran past me, and I looked around, and he had this arse, not a fat arse like mine. He had this arse wobbling from side to side as he was running. What a sight, dear! What a sight! Thanks very much for the post photo there. If you've got any photos to send us, that's the email address there, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and we'll shove them up on the screen for you. Okay. Oh, I had my doctor's appointment yesterday. Doctor's appointment. My specialist doctor that I see twice a year, except I didn't see him last time, and I didn't see him this time either. I went down there to so they could have a look at my blood a couple of weeks ago, and he rings up with the results, and that was all well and good, really. All well and good there. Yeah, nothing to report, and he sent me some other stuff in the post. But one of my numbers was a little bit low. 380. I think you know what that is, John. And but that's okay. He said, no, nothing to worry about. I'll send you some pills in the post, which will be with you within 48 hours. And the 2 pills have been combined into one. Not that that makes much odds to me. So whereas I've got like 2 now, I'll only have 1 to take. So that's a result, isn't it? Nice to hear from the doctor. And I heard from BBC Radio Lincolnshire, where I sent a 20-minute show off. They asked for a 20-minute show from me and to play out within one of their shows. My friend on there, William Wright, he hosts some of the evening shows, or is going to take over some of the evening shows. It's all changed a bit at the BBC since the virus lockdown things. They started extended people's shows and taking people off shows, and lots of changes happened. And I think my friend lost his afternoon show, but he's now been given some evening shows, and within his show he wants some different voices and asked me, because I always send in little clips that they kindly play out. So I did a 20-minute show, sent it off, and I thought, oh, it's horrendous, hated it. I listened back to it. This is awful, which is actually the case. I have a very low opinion of myself. I really do. Always have had. All that DJ, I did DJing for 30 years, right? I never thought I was any good at it. That is the absolute truth. Same as this. I don't think I'm any good at this, but I do it because it keeps me entertained. And you, hopefully, sometimes. But I sent it in, and I thought, well, I put a little note there. Here's my first effort. Let me know what you want me to change, and I'll have another go. And he said, no, that's perfect. Okay, fair enough. The only thing is I said BBC Lincolnshire instead of BBC Radio Lincolnshire, because down here, when you hear them, they talk about BBC London. They don't say BBC Radio London, so I thought it would be the same, but it's not. He said, but that's fine, just leave it as it is. Okay. So there we are. Or happy days. And that gets played out next Wednesday, I think it is. Wednesday on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, around about 7:30. It's just a little 20-minute show there. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Is it the start of going back into lockdown? I would think so. I should think so, Daniel. Yeah, because it's all over the papers this morning, isn't it? The whole lockdown thing. The Sun, British people face new £100 fines if they meet in groups of more than 6 indoors or out under tough new rules to halt a second COVID wave. But once again, it's a bit complicated. Because old Matt Hancock was on BBC Breakfast this morning, and she's saying, and the blonde girl, I can never remember her name, sorry, the blonde girl was interviewing, does this mean the same in pubs? Are only 6 people allowed in pubs? And he said, no, but each group in the pub can be no more than 6 people. So you can have several tables in there with no more than 6 people on each table. I mean, it's just too complicated. And this seems to have been this. I think this is the problem with the whole thing all along. It's just complicated. You know, you can come back from that country, you can't come back from that country. And now recently with the Greece thing, well, if you've been to certain Greek islands, you can't come back and not quarantine. But if you've been to the main part of the Greece, that's all right. It's becoming very, very complicated. I mean, when it sounds it, doesn't it? You know, when they say no more than 6 people inside or outside in a group, you would assume, I don't think there's anything wrong in assuming that means, well, the pubs can now only have 6 people in them. Not according to him this morning on BBC Breakfast. He said pubs can still have people in them as long as there's not more than 6 people around each table. So you could have, 10 tables in there. So you could have 60 people in the pub. And they may well be social distance, 2 metres in between each table. I don't know. But you see, that's all well and good if everyone's sitting there quietly talking. But one person sneezes, and that goes through the whole pub, doesn't it? We're not scientists, but I'm just guessing that. Anyway, in the Sun, the rules will apply from Monday to gatherings in homes, pubs and restaurants and could still be enforced at Christmas. This ain't going to be over by Christmas, sunshine. I remember when it first started, I thought, well, maybe July. July came and I thought, well, maybe Christmas. Now Christmas is going to come and go, and I'm thinking maybe we might get somewhere by next Easter. That's what I'm thinking now. This is here a long time. Currently, people only face fines for gatherings of groups of more than 30 and can only legally meet inside with one other household. But that will be changed so that any 6 can be from different households in an attempt to bring rules in line with outdoor gatherings. I think it's incredibly complicated. I really do. And the reason for this is that the figures have drastically gone up again, you know. New rules from Monday. Legal limit on social gatherings indoors and out will be 6 people maximum. This includes meeting in people's homes, pubs and restaurants. So again, you know, I say that again. It says includes meeting in people's homes, pubs and restaurants. Yet Matt Hancock on the telly this morning said, yeah, you can have 6 people around each table in the pub. That's what he said. 2 household rule ditched. Gatherings of 6 people can be from 6 different households. It's just so complicated. Flouters will be fined £100, doubles on each repeat offence up to a maximum of £3,200. Weddings, funerals and team sports will be exempt. Large families and support bubbles will be exempt. Gatherings of 6 or more people for work or education will be allowed. It's so complicated. I have no idea, really. No idea. I'm not even sure if he knew what he was talking about this morning. I think they're making a lot of it up as they go along. But I do believe they're doing their best, really. They just don't know what they're doing. And would you? Would you know what to do? Maybe not. McDavenport reckons it's going to be 18 months before anything resembles normality. You could well be right. So you're talking next Christmas, aren't you, Mick? As in Christmas 2021? Maybe so. Oh, Rachel's just got an Amazon package through the post. I wonder what it could be. Go on, get it open, Rachel. Get it open, my love. I wonder what that could be. Rachel Wheatland. Do make me happy and tell me that it's not broken, okay? Oh, very, very confusing. Very, very confusing. Good. Okay, doke, gang. Let's do some more stories. Phillip Schofield's dropped a boo-boo, hasn't he? Poor old Phillip Schofield. Again in the sun this morning. Phillip Schofield left This Morning viewers gobsmacked. Him and his co-star, Holly Willoughby, gave This Morning fans another chance to make a bit of extra cash during their Spin to Win segment on Tuesday. Perhaps I could do that here, you know, like a big wall. Would you like that? A nice big wheel on there where I could spin it and you could win money? Eh? Except, whereas theirs is in pounds, mine would be in pennies, you know. A maximum of 100 pennies a pound, which would be in the form of a raffle ticket, probably. I could do it with raffle tickets. You could have a big board round there, couldn't you? And, excuse me, let me have a little cough. A circular board, and you'd spin it, and it would be different. One raffle ticket, 2 raffle tickets, 3 raffle tickets. Eh? Is that appealing? But the regular game has never dished out hundreds of thousands of pounds in one go. When one caller landed on the prize of a holiday and £250, it was clearly a slip of the tongue when Phil Schofield shouted, "You've won £250,000. Now, can you just imagine being on the end of the phone and hearing someone say that in your ear hole? The cash prizes only go up to £3,000, and he swiftly corrected himself, saying, "Our competition department upstairs are going to be saying, what the hell just happened? It's £250 and a holiday." Viewers rushed to Twitter to point out his error. Oh, don't they bleeding love pointing out errors? Time and time and time again. When Schofield tells a poor fella ringing in for a competition on This Morning that he's won a UK staycation and £250,000, only to tell him that he'd made a mistake and it was actually 250 quid. Oh, I would love to have seen a video of that person's face. I like to see disappointment in people's faces. A lot of people disappointing by the time I finish this show, to be honest. Poor old soul. So he mucked up. Another one wrote on Twitter, "Philip's just told a guy he's won £250,000. Did Phil say 250,000? Said a third. Phil clarified his mistake, telling the viewer that I'd won £250. It wasn't the first gaffe during the game, as early as the hosts were forced to hang up on a caller who only got the password half right." Callers are expected to say the correct password as soon as they pick up the phone to This Morning, but one poor caller said "bell of the bell" instead of "bell of the ball." Phil and Holly wanted to let him play, but they referred the issue to the production crew, who told them no and to hang up. Bye-bye, bang. Like that. I love it. Poor old Phil, he got it wrong there, didn't he? Never mind, never mind. Chris Woodhouse. Makes no sense at all, the government thing. If they are, say, 10 tables and there are 6 to a table, that's far too risky. It doesn't make sense at all, Chris. I can't work it out, dear. Can't work it out. Excellent. Rachel's thing has arrived. No breaks, cracks, leakages. Just filled it up to check it. Give it a good shake, Rachel. Don't put it in the dishwasher. Okay, not dishwasher safe, like many things. I've got mugs, you know, with various mugs I've been given over the years, really. And I've often made the mistake of putting that in the dishwasher and the picture on the side fades. Most of them do that. It's just how they are, you know. Unless you're willing to sort of spend 50 quid on a mug, you know. Just cheap ones like mine, darling. Cheap. Incidentally, talking mugs, here's the advert. Blah, blah, blah. Anyone who sends a £1 super chat this week until Thursday will get a free... Well, it's tomorrow, isn't it? Christ, where's that gone? We'll get a free raffle ticket. £1 super chat gets you a free raffle ticket for this week's Super Chatters raffle. The prize is one of our delicious do not put in the dishwasher mugs. Okay? That's the prize today. This week, a Super Chatter mug. That'll be done on tomorrow's show. Somewhere in tomorrow's show, we do the Super Chat mug. Okay? Do you want some cheap food? Hungry Horse. You ever been to a Hungry Horse? They're okay. I've been to a few. Bit greasy. Food is a little bit greasy, but it's all right. Well, you can get cheap Hungry Horse. You can get cheap Hungry Horse food in the sun. Hungry Horse is giving diners a buy one, get one free breakfast this month. There you are. Jason Hughes, this is your cup of tea, isn't it? Which means you can get a fry up for just £1.65. Absolute bargain. The pub chain is offering to deal all of its customers from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays until 4 o'clock. So that's decent, isn't it? It doesn't include weekends, sadly, and is only in place at some of its branches. Hungry Horse has got 262 restaurants and currently 250 are participating. In the meantime, the best thing to do is ring and check your local to see if it's offering the deal before making a special trip. No more cooking. Just go to the Hungry Horse. Nice menu, just basically a full English breakfast. It said prices start from £3.29 for a full English breakfast, for example. That means if you and the other person split the cost for a full English, it will cost you £1.65 each for 2 meals. Green King also said the deal can be used with other selected offers. They own the Hungry Horse range, don't they? Including £10 off £30 promotion. But it's worth checking with your local before you go. So there you go. Cheap breakfasts for all. Do you like a cheap breakfast? Or what do you like for breakfast? Do you have a whole fried up breakfast every morning, do you? I used to. In fact, Adam the plumber's not with us this morning. But as Adam the plumber would tell you, you can have, if it's cooked in the correct way, a full English breakfast every day for breakfast on the Slimming World plan. And that's absolutely true, that is. The secret is not to put loads of blooming oil in it. That spray lighter, do you? 3 of those, that's enough. And then mushrooms, and you can have dead animals there, bits of bacon, sausages, depending on the type. Baked beans, all in it. No bread, no fried bread. No fried bread. Okay? But generally, most things, eggs, onions, if you want fried onions. I used to have fried onions on my... on my cooked breakfast that I used to do years ago. I have... what do you have for breakfast? What do you have? I have overnight oats most days. You know, fat-free yoghurt, porridge oats, blueberries, a chopped up apple, some more on top. Bit more yoghurt on top. That's what I have. What do you have every day? Do you have the same breakfast every day, or do you rotate it at all? I wonder. Jason Hughes, a full breakfast, everything except black pudding. Yes, I must say it's not ever appealed to me, black pudding. It just looks vile. And it's got those bits of white fleck in it. What's that white stuff in a black pudding? Is that fat, or what is it? I don't know what it is. Horrible. Mick says, bake everything. Yes, very sensible. Don't use the oil, you see. You can cook some of it in an air fryer. They're very good, air fryers. Hardly any oil you use in an air fryer. I did have one once, a Tefal one, and it was glass. I had a Tefal air fryer. No, it was a... no, that's a lie. It was a... Oh, what's that red? Infrared. An infrared thing? Anyway, this thing was glass. And used to switch it on. Beautiful red glow all over the kitchen. But the glass, of course, got so hot. And I was concerned that it would explode. Anyway, so I bought this. It was an infrared thing. Right, so I bought this and I thought I'd try doing chips in it. My God, well, they were on there for 45 minutes. They still weren't done. So I sent it back. It was an Amazon thing, that was. They're great at sending stuff back, as you probably know. It didn't work very well at all. But it wasn't. I don't think it was an air fryer. I can't remember now. Didn't work. I was really worried about this glass just exploding and shattering everywhere. Mick likes black pudding and white pudding. I don't know what white pudding is. I like apple pudding and cakes. There you go. Daniel Woodhouse has a deep fried breakfast. Tony King says the black pudding is the best bit. Oh no, Tony. Dead pig's blood, how awful. Good morning, Mark Bowles. Morning, Mark. Hello, darling. All right, love. You're a bit late up. Wouldn't be late up if you was here. I'd get you up out of that bed somehow. Jason also has a very healthy... Well, you just said you had a fried breakfast. Make up your bleeding mind. Ah, that must be 11's, is it, Jason? He has a healthy Greggs every day. Oh, I don't want any of that black pudding stuff. Thank you very much. Nasty. Peter Wright hasn't heard of the white pudding either. I don't know what that one is. Halogen oven. That's what I had, Tech Sparky. Good morning, Tech. Syrup sponge pudding. What, for breakfast, Denise? It's a funny thing to have for breakfast, my dear. Syrup sponge pudding. Oh, yeah. Michael Parman has muesli and yoghurt every morning with Yorkshire tea. Da, 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 da. Which reminds me, I've got no tea bags left. I do like to have a little stack of tea bags. Sometimes I can't be bothered to make a pot of tea. Rarely, actually. Or I might just want one cup of tea and I don't get the pot out for that. I've run out of tea bags. Run out of tea bags. Anyone been to a spanking session? Daily Mirror this morning. Is it? Would that be classed as a spank? Mandy Davenport, are you, is that your sort of thing there? I don't know. A kinky couple have been barred from a gastropub for having a spanking session on the terrace in full view of diners. This dominatrix had tied her slave to a roof beam with a dog lead and was spanking him with a paddle on Sunday evening at the mill in Ulverston, Cumbria. A number of customers spotted the display and filmed the bizarre couple, which has since gone viral. The slave was dressed in black fishnet stockings, which is something that you might want me to put on, Mark Bowles. I could order a pair of those off the Amazon if you want. Just let me know. Or what colour? White? Black? I think didn't we talk about this about a year ago? Didn't you say red? Am I remembering red right? See, I remember what you want, love. Yes. The slave was dressed in black fishnet stockings and suspenders with red knickers, while the woman was dressed in black as she beat her friend's bottom with a paddle. The sound of the spanking could be heard above the soundtrack of Lovely Day by Bill Withers. When I wake up in the morning light, it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. That one. But the pub owner has slammed the couple for their exhibitionism and barred them from the pub. The woman, who the Sun has named as Lydia Chadwick, 30, told the paper her friend, who identifies as a woman, wanted to be publicly humiliated. I think there's some people on this channel who like to be publicly humiliated, don't they? Is it? Lydia said I blindfolded her and pretended to walk away and leave her as part of the humiliation. I was videoing it and we didn't think anyone else could see. Then I pulled up her skirt and paddled her. Oh, let's have the mute. Let's have the sound. I think I'm confusing Mandy now. She sort of had requested punishment for someone. Dear me. Imagine doing that in the middle of a pub. Dear. I hope you don't do anything like that. Does anyone do anything like that in the middle of a pub? I hope not. What else have we got here? Tech, Sundays we have a full English and Saturday. Yeah, I used to do mine on Saturdays and Sundays as well, Tech. Sunday we have a full English and Saturday we have a beans on toast. But Monday to Friday in winter we have hot milk and Weetabix. I haven't had that for years. Weetabix. In summer we have sour vide poached eggs on toast. I've no idea what that is. Sour something poached egg on toast there. Thank you very much, John Parish, sending in a £1 super chat this morning. Have you noticed that all my jingles come in threes? Listen. I've just noticed that. Perhaps I've got something in me that I have to do 3 at a time. Again, it reminds me of that little Reuben Chariots. Let me give you a free raffle ticket, John, for your £1 super chat. That's the prize this week. A mug. Don't put it in the dishwasher. And don't use it for hot drinks, John, because the handles sometimes come off. I'm telling you now. So that if you take me to court, I'll just refer them back to this programme where I have warned you already, darling. They are for display purposes only. You get a ticket here, John. You don't need to know this number. 188. Will you win tomorrow? I don't know. Who got the mug this week? Was it Sybil? Sybil Lowry. She got that yesterday. She got her mug from the bingo winning the other day. 43 minutes for a poached egg breakfast. Where was that then? Who's talking about that, Tech? 43 minutes for a poached egg breakfast. That's a long time, isn't it? Gosh. Dear. It's a long time. Hit me with your ribbon stick. Bum, 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 bum. In the pound of da 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 da. Boom. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me. Ooh. Hit me. Ooh. Are the mugs made of chocolate? No, it'd be a lot cheaper if they were, I reckon. Oh, you've got to feel sorry for this bloke. Daily Mirror. Poor man. A camper was less than happy when he bought a large sleeping bag from Amazon, which looked like it wouldn't fit a child. Dave Swan, who's only 31, admits he's a bit overweight, but was astonished when he couldn't even zip up the sleeping bag, which was the first time he had ever experienced one. Now, I used to go in sleeping bags when I went camping with the Scouts and the Cubs as well. We used to have a sleeping bag. I've got to say, not the most comfortable experience. Because I don't know about you, I've got a nice double bed next door and I'm like that. I kind of sleep diagonally across the whole bed. Sleeping bag, you get in that, it might be warm, but you can't open your legs at all, can you? I hate that. I am restrained, sort of. You don't get them that far. And the same with your arms. You can't stretch out like that unless you put your arms outside the sleeping bag and then you get cold fingers. I don't like cold fingers. Do you like cold fingers? Brr, cold. The social work student who lives in... Oh, is this social worker, is he? Back! Social worker alert! I always remember this lad coming up to me, talking to me in a pub. We're having this conversation. I said, what are you doing? Oh, no, I'm not going to tell you. Go on, why that then? Go on, tell me. No, I can't tell you. Why won't you tell me? Because you'll dismiss me straight away if I tell you. Go on, what do you do? Are you sure you won't dismiss me? Yeah, go on. I'm a social worker. I walked off. Anyway, this social work student lives in Stirling. Managed to squeeze into the bag, but could not fit his arms inside. See? Get cold arms. His wife had to zip it closed, and they will have to buy a new one before a planned camping trip this weekend to the Highlands. Da 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 da. That one. It was only £12. Well, what do you expect? £12 for a sleeping bag. It was listed as large. Oh, that's a joke. That is. That's the. I've got to show you this. It looks more like a blooming dress on him. I'm not going to be able to get the whole picture in, unfortunately. But thanks very much to Lee Jones for retweeting me this morning. What's happened to Gavin? I haven't seen Gavin for ages on it. Look. It's a bit tight, isn't it? I reckon I could get into a sleeping bag with Mark Bowles that small. Dave weighs 25 stone. My wife picked up some camping stuff. We're starting to get out and about more. Have you been camping? Anyone been camping here? I loved it. We thought about going camping. We've got some tents and stuff. I'm definitely overweight, but I'm trying to lose weight and I've started hill walking. But I'm too big to fit inside the sleeping bag. 6'2" and quite heavy. Oh, what a shame. But £12.87, you know, I mean, that's cheap, isn't it? I had everyone in my in the Scouts where I was, they all had these really thick sleeping bags. Really, you know, substantial. Mine was really thin, but it had that silver foil in it. And it was so much lighter than everyone else's. I don't think it was any dearer than anyone else's. You know, but I like this thin thing. Where do I get that from? Millets. That's why I had my first job, Millets. I was a Saturday boy in Millets. £12. £12 on a Saturday we used to get there. Yeah, it's a good job. Good job. Jason loves sharing a sleeping bag with the missus. When we used to go camping years ago, we've upgraded now to a quilt cover. Park Nest has got a double sleeping bag from Argos. It has served me well keeping in the caravan. And I suppose you could get in that while you're watching the telly, couldn't you? I never get comfortable in a chair. You've seen me moving around like this all the time here. I'm the same on my settee, both on my settee downstairs, and actually I've got a beautiful leather settee in the caravan, which they must have taken the window out to get that in because it's so big. And my sister thinks it's wonderful. I can never get comfortable on that settee. It's terrible. I just can't get comfortable. She said, "Oh well, if you ever sell the caravan, let us have that." I said, "Well, you're welcome to have it. How you'd get it out? I don't know. You'd have to take the window out. I have to take the blooming window out to get that out and come and take it through there or something." Daniel Woodhouse has the sleeping bag once. There you go. He had a sleeping bag. Blah, blah. Was that the words there to hit me with the rhythm stick, partners? In the deserts of Sudan, boom, 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 and the gardens, boom, 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 of Japan. Great song, Rachel. We love that song. Have you decided on your obituary yet, boys and girls? What are they going to say at your funeral? Any idea? Another one from the Daily Mail. A woman named Holly Blair passed away on August the 17th, leaving behind a husband, 3 children, 4 spoiled cats, 2 little dogs, 3 bad birds, a turtle, and an utterly useless frog named Fred. This is according to her obituary, which was recently published. The obituary was later shared online and has gone viral due to its quirky Halloween theme and amusing tone. She loved Halloween. She loved Halloween. So once again, she left a husband, 3 children, 4 spoiled cats, 2 stinky dogs, 3 bad birds, a turtle, and an utterly useless frog named Fred. Sounds a bit like the 12 days of Christmas, doesn't it? On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second... do you want me to do it all? On the second... Oh, okay then. The obituary was later shared online. Holly's obit jokes that she was a wicked witch and that when she died, she exploded into glitter and bats. She exploded into glitter and bats when she died, it says in her obit. Alongside this, it features a photo of Holly wearing a black pointed witch's hat. It goes on to discuss her plans for the afterlife, which included drinking beer with Terry Pratchett and flying across the moon on her broomstick on Halloween. Just a picture. She's not with us anymore, this lady. But I'm sure 1 or 2 of you have been to funerals that are very amusing, you know. There she is there. There was a drag queen, actually. Regina Fong was her name. She was hugely popular through the 80s and the 90s. And her main night, well, she had two main nights. She was from the Black Cat where I worked, and I worked with her only a couple of times, a handful of times I worked with her. I wasn't really her DJ, so I filled in a couple of times. Actually not, I don't think it was at the Black Cat, it might have been. I can't remember now. I filled in with her a couple of times. She's been gone now about 8 or 9 years. But I went to her funeral, which was, and the bloke doing the chat, someone comes up and talks at the lectern other than the priest. That one. Can't remember what it's called now. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, was actually Lily Savage, Paul O'Grady. And there was all these famous people sitting there who I kind of sort of worked with. And then when it came to time, she was cremated. She had liver cancer. She did drink a lot of vodka, quite a lot of drinking going on. She had liver cancer. And it came to the end, and when she went through the curtains, they played When You Wish Upon a Star, which was quite nice. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. When you wish upon a star, your dreams, Peel time, come true. That one. We do like a bit of Disney. I love Disney, you know that. Well, lots of Disney questions last night. Thank you, Daniel. The person who does the eulogy, that's the word, eulogy. Cycle Rangers remembers her at the Black Cat, and she was very good. So her main places were the Black Cat, that was her main place really, and the Royal Vauxhall Tavern. And I worked with her a couple of times. She's all right. She liked things done as she wanted them to do, which is quite understandable there, Have you got a little song that you want at your funeral, I wonder? Got a little song there somewhere? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Oh, John Aitken, 2 very fit scaffolders across the road from my house, both in tight shorts. Nah, picture or they're not really there. Picture or they're not really there, John. Come on. Quickly, zoom in, darling. Just hide behind the curtains and try and get a picture to send us and show us all. Although I won't be able to do it immediately. I'll have to do it tomorrow, darling. Oh, how lovely to see Paul and Lou arriving at last. Funny how you got here just for the bingo. It's almost like you're just here for the bingo and nothing else. Funny that, isn't it? Certain people only turn up at like a minute before 10. Shock horror. Eh? Did you get your email this morning? Did you get your bingo ticket? I've changed the thing over there. Okay? Oh, shut up, Mick. Mick doesn't like Mick has been abusive towards my singing, so he's going for a cup of tea. Bye! Gone. Don't take the mick out of my singing. Rachel don't take the mick out of my singing. Even Peter Wright doesn't take the mick out of my singing. A little cup of tea for you, I think, this morning, Mick. Why don't you give you a chance to calm down a little bit with that little angry face of yours? A little round angry face that comes on there. He's sitting there in a chair, getting more and more upset. Keep an eye on him, Mandy, will you, my darling? Thank you very much. Wrong jingle. Keep an eye on him, Mandy, please. Cup of tea. Fish that walk. Never heard of that before. Fish that walk. I always thought fish didn't we come from fish or something in the ocean? Well, some of you look like you should still be down there, to be honest. In the Daily Mail this morning, the cave angelfish was first observed walking on rocks in Thailand 4 years ago, and now scientists have identified nearly a dozen species of fish with the same ability. They can walk. Next time you're up in Lincolnshire sitting at the river with them, Rachel, with your fishing rod, beware. A fish might jump out and start walking. That river, Rachel, seems to be very, very clean. Would you amount me and great nephew Harry and Evie often peer into this water, and it's teeming with little black fish, absolutely teeming with them. It says scientists have identified nearly a dozen species of fish with the same ability. The team analysed the pelvic structures of 30 Hillstream loch loach species and found 11 matched that of the rare blind cryptora identified in 2016. Gosh, can you just imagine that? They thought the cave angelfish was totally unique, but they reckon a load of other fish can walk. What would you do? The Cryptora thamiloka, I think it's called, is not the only fish known to leave the water. Researchers say it's unique in its skeletal structure. Oh, that's a bit scary, that is. I tell you where I've seen fish jumping out of the water. They call them flying fish. Usually in places like going around, like I think it was in a boat around Barbados years ago, and we saw these fish jumping out of the water like that. They could come out and walk up and eat you, Rachel. Please be careful if you go fishing, boys and girls. Thank you. You're so kind. You're so kind. Lots of people enjoying my singing. Thanks very much there. Thanks very much. Excellent. Paul and who have got the card. That's done. Excellent. Thank you, Mandy, for helping out there. As always, I am indebted to your kind help. Good morning to Jeff. Morning, Jeff. Is there a walking shark? You don't know that, Jeff. Yes, there is. There is walking sharks. They're called insurance salesmen, Jeff. There are walking sharks, insurance salesmen. They come into your house. Yeah, well, I think we should insure this for £20,000. Okay, thanks very much. There's your money. Then you claim, I don't know, £1,000 for a broken telly. Right, and they come that's wear and tear on there. You've insured it for £1,000. We'll offer you £25. Is that all right, is it? No, it's not. Oh, look, I've forgotten to turn my other light on. I thought it was a bit dim. One moment, please. Look how I've burst into light there. Look, I forgot that wasn't on. My eyes weren't sparkling. What? Look at the difference it makes. Look. I've got to turn my light on. It's like amateur television today, rather than a professional television studio. What? Where's my producer? Hello? Why didn't you tell us about the light? Yeah, up yours and all, mate. I'm a what? Yeah, you're worse than me, sunshine. I know your secrets. Sleeping with those other people when you've got a lovely wife at home. And the dog. Disgusting. Lawyers as well, Jeff. You're right there. Lawyers as well. Oh, dear me. The river that runs through Spalding is very clear. You can see the bottom. Would you like to see my bottom? It doesn't matter. We've got another couple of bits and pieces in, and then we'll do this morning's raffle tickets, okay? In the Daily Start, you couldn't make this up. Now, I've got to be careful how I say this. A Florida woman. Been to Florida? I like Florida. It's great big wide roads like that. And Disney. Ba 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 under the sea. Under the sea. Da 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 da. I love it. A Florida woman who stripped naked and started trying out a toy. One of those toys, you know, that you put batteries in and it vibrates. She was in a... Oh, you couldn't make it up, could you? She stripped naked and started trying out a toy in a shop, was arrested and charged with indecent exposure and larceny. I don't know what that is, according to police records. Staff called the police after the customer took off most of her clothes in the store, leaving her dressed in just a purple shirt. An employee said the woman went on to remove a toy from its packaging and took off her shorts, leaving her fully nude. Staff also later told police that the woman had tried on a piece of clothing, but the exact nature of this item has not been reported. The total value of... She reckon they nicked the stuff. The total value of the goods allegedly stolen come to about 35 quid. While the officers arrived, a store employee directed them to the stockroom, where the woman had made herself comfortable in an office chair and was entertaining herself. What would you do if you walked in on someone doing that with your stock? The police report states that the suspect had in her hand a pink-coloured something shaped toy that she was using in a certain manner. As the officer entered the room, the woman stood up and it fell to the floor. It fell out. The woman declined to respond to the police questioning. It fell out. Loose. Crush, it was loose. Mark Bowles would join in. I would be very disappointed. Oh, hang on. John Aitken sent some pictures. Let's have a quick look. I can't put these on the screen, unfortunately. Oh, yes, John. Yes. He's got lovely scaffolders opposite him. Oh, he's gorgeous, isn't he? Blonde one or the dark one? Let me choose. Which one's yours, John? I wish I could show. Oh, I can, actually. I can take a picture, can't I? Hang on. I think we'll have the blonde one. Here I go. Look, John's scaffolders outside his house at the moment. Right, hang on. Oh, yes, please. Come on, girls. Which one? One on the blonde one or the dark one? Can I get a bit closer without it? There you go. Blonde one or the dark one, everyone? Which one do you want, girls? I'll have the blonde one. Can we zoom in on him? Yes, we can. Oh, yes. Yes. Look. Sorry, Mark. Look. Nice. I'm going to leave that picture on there and put it in my pocket so it's close to my heart. I'm sorry, Mark. You know, still waiting for you. It's been months now. Oh, yes. Maybe I'll just put him up there, shall I, for the rest of the show? Shall I just display him there? Let's do that. Thank you, John. Hello? Would you like a water bottle? Yeah, mate, what could you do with that, eh? I love it! John wants the dark one. No, I love the blonde one. Rachel wants the dark one. Paul and Lou, you're welcome to them. Christopher Woodhouse, both. Well, I'm not surprised, Chris. I'm not surprised. There's been a lot of people seen exiting Chris Woodhouse's flats in the past, although, strangely enough, not recently. I'm the only one that's been around there in the last year, I think. Oh, yes. Let's have some of that. Oh, how awful. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back. Look who's back in the chat box. As our silent viewers, I hope you're well this morning. Just a reminder, gang, if you are a silent viewer, you can join in the show. I know you don't want to be in the chat box. Completely understand that. If you ever want to text in, feel free. 07551 259 675. 07551 259 675. Slightly serious one here. Fran, which one do you want, darling? Shall I get the other one back up? Let's zoom in on the... I like faces first. I like faces first, don't you? I like faces first. These blooming youngsters, the first thing they send each other is a picture of one of their bits. Girls or boys. Oh, yes. The face comes later. I want to see the face first, don't you? Right, let's have a look at the dark one. No, I made the right choice. There's the dark. Oh, you can see his legs. Hang on. Oh, little legs. Look, little legs. Look, little legs. Oh. You like that one? These are people actually working across from from John at the moment. Hang on. Let me just put my new lover here. Oh. There we go. All right. Chris Woodhouse hasn't had anyone here for 3 years. That's what I just said. Funny that, isn't it? He's trying to reel him in there. He can't get anyone there at all. No one there. Fran's going for the dark one there, okay. Slightly serious story here in the Daily Mirror. It's good news. It's good news. The spread of cancer could be stopped with injections of oxygen, according to new research. The trigger for the disease spreading is when the gas is cut off, a discovery that opens the door to better treatments. Experiments of mice with breast tumours found they lived longer after their oxygen supply was increased. It sheds fresh light on metastasis, or the spread of the disease. This is why it's important to get cancer quick, isn't it? Because you could have a little, sort of very minor cancer, perhaps like a mole. You could have a mole suddenly start getting bigger, so it could become cancerous. Got to get that quick, because then the little bits start breaking off and going through your body, and then before you know long, you've got one on your lungs, one on your kidneys, and then they can't do much about it. Get it quick. Cut it out, dear. It says it sheds fresh light on metastasis, the spread of the disease, in which cells break off from the original site and migrate through the body. The process dramatically reduces chances of recovery and has baffled experts for decades. Preventing it is the holy grail of research, turning cancer from a killer to a chronic illness. Now, the thing is with a chronic illness, a lot of people think the term chronic illness means really bad illness. Terminal. But no, a chronic illness is actually a long-term thing. I've got a couple. I expect many of you have one or two chronic illnesses. Not necessarily something that's going to kill you, but it's with you long-term. So I have chronic constipation that I have to keep under control with a little powder, and I suppose you could say chronic asthma, although it's completely under control at the moment, but that means it's long term, and as long as I have my little puffer thing, that's all right. Since I started on the brown puffer, one in the morning and one in the evening, I hardly use the blue one now. So that's a drastic improvement this year on my asthma thing. And then there's the other thing that I don't really talk about much, but I have a few things, and many of you will as well. That's a chronic illness when it's like long term, not necessarily going to kill you. Maybe the whole COVID-19 thing will become a chronic illness, whereas they'll never cure it, but you might, if you're one of the people that are badly affected by it, you could perhaps have some sort of pills every day or an injection every few months or something like that. It might come to that, you see. Whereas the virus is then suppressed. The virus is then suppressed. Like there's many things like that out there, but it would be suppressed by pills that you keep taking because they can't find a cure. Might be like that. So that would then become a chronic illness. Right? It says little was known about these clusters of circulating tumour cells. So they break on and then they start going around. Right? Little was known about these clusters of circulating tumour cells leave in the first place. Lack of oxygen has now been identified as the trigger. It offers hopes of improved strategies, said a lead author. This may include boosting the formation of blood vessels, which would carry more oxygen in. The technique called, proangiogenic therapy worked in mice. She likened it to people in a packed bar or club struggling for breath and going outside to breathe in fresh air. Her team analysed the amount of oxygen inside the animal's human-like tumours. And it gets a little bit complicated after that, goes into stuff. So that's an interesting thing, we're moving slowly forward, aren't we? Slowly forward. And it tells you how it all works. That's in the... was that the Sun? I think that was in the Sun. Let me just double check if you want to look at that story again. Ba-ba-bum. Oh, sorry, that's in the Daily Mirror, that story, okay? Would you like? I think you might be interested in that. It's a shame, really. Many of us have lost people to cancer, haven't we? And I think with some things, some certain illnesses, and perhaps you've got maybe, or someone that you know has got, And you kind of, well, I've got this now, and I hope that soon in the future they will find something to cure me. And sadly, it's too late for some of the people that have gone before us, isn't it? You know. But new stuff is coming along all the time, and you kind of hope that one of those new things comes along before you sort of partake and leave the planet for possibly a better place, isn't it? Right. One more story, and then we'll do today's raffle tickets, gang. In the Daily Mirror today. How was your driving test, boys and girls? Did you pass first time? I did, which was quite surprising because I hit the curb, like within 10 seconds. But apparently they put that down to nerves because I asked him. Well, he finished off. Well, I'm very pleased to tell you, Mr. Eden, you've passed your driving test. Now, I know people that have done it 30, 40, 50 times and they still haven't passed. I took my driving test in Southfields, which is in London. It's funny, really. You talk to people about driving tests and they say, oh, you don't want that one. Oh, no, it's really difficult round there. Go to this one. They haven't got so many corners. And I'm thinking, what a load of old BS that is. To go to anyone, they're all the same. I'm sure they're all the same. So I passed mine at Southfields in London. And he passed. I said, can I ask you something? I said, I hit the curb early in. You know, it was within the first 10 seconds of me driving, I hit this curb. I said, why have you passed me? He said, we take into account at the very beginning of the driving lesson, you are extremely nervous because I'm sitting next to you. That's why you didn't fail. You passed everything else. Lucky. I'm sure there's an element of luck in there as well. But you would have a clean car, wouldn't you? In the Daily Mirror this morning, an angry woman says a driving test instructor fouled her because her seat wasn't clean enough. Well, come on, girl. You don't expect a driving instructor, test examiner to sit on a dirty car seat, do you? She claims she's 38, so she will be an entitled millennial, dear. An entitled millennial. Okay? You know the sort. She's 38. She claims she received an automatic disqualification because her car was dirty and not because of her driving ability. She's in New Zealand. She's desperate to get her licence so she can ferry around her children. But she failed her test before she put the keys in the ignition. She was told the seat of her Mazda was too dirty and deemed a coronavirus risk. But she claimed she'd clean it before setting off, but it did not meet the examiner's strict standards. Well, it looks dirty to me. Where's my phone gone? Oh, I don't really want you to leave me. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? 'Cause I wonder where you are. Do you see how I made it wider there with my fingers? Can you do that, Mark? Look, make it wider with your fingers, you know. Bye-bye, scaffolder. Must be something I can have done here. I need scaffolding put up. How do I get in contact with those lads? John, could you go and get me one of their cards? There must be something I need done here. Huh? Perhaps I could have my guttering checked. Oh, hello, is that the scaffolders? Oh, hello? Yeah, can I have my guttering checked? Yes. No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'd just like you to come round and check it. Thanks very much. Can I have the blonde boy, please? He's working in Shepherd's Bush at the moment. I don't know his name. It's got a white T-shirt on. Huh? Thanks ever so much. Yeah, the white T-shirt is about 27. Pardon? Hello? Hello? Oh. Funny, isn't it? Hung up. Oh. Yeah, this seat is dirty. I wouldn't want to bleed and sit on that dirty old seat, would you? Look. Dirty cow. The mum says she was left crying in the car for almost an hour. 38 years old and she's crying in the car. For God's sake, did you have to go to your safe space, love? Oh, I can't. I'm an entitled millennial and they won't give me my driving test. We'll take it again then. Stop moaning. She says it's not immaculate, but as a bit, here come the excuse. Here come the excuses. They've always got an excuse, haven't they? But as a busy working mum of 5, our family car is often our last priorities. Unhappy Letisa told 7news.com.australia. Had I been informed prior on what the expectation was, the expectation was the examiner wanting to get onto a clean seat. He don't want to have to brush off his arse after he's been in your dirty old seat. Dirty cow. Obviously, I would have gone to greater lengths to keep up the scratch. To be told your car is a health and safety hazard, but you want to go in my nephew's car, the younger one, Jimmy. Oh, Jesus. You want a mask on to go in that car? The driving side full up with little uneaten boxes of burgers, cans. Jeez. I mean, mine used to be a little bit like... It was never as bad as my nephew's. To be told your car is a health and safety hazard, I don't think I've ever been in my adult life so mortified and embarrassed. Well, you are now, my love. I was a nervous wreck a couple of nights beforehand. I can understand that. Oh, dear. She claimed her instructor was not wearing personal protective equipment. Oh, of course, it's all his fault, isn't it, darling? Blame someone else, love. Blame someone else. Dirty cars. I don't want to get in a dirty car either. Thank you very much. Clean your car out. Dirty. Let's see about driving tests. Are you talking about driving tests here? One moment, please. Driving test. Where's that driving test? Rachel passed her driving test first time. The theory test took me 5 times. Well, Rachel, we never had a theory test. I don't think I had a theory test. It was basically you sat there, done your practical, and then he'd get out a copy of, I think, highway code and read a couple of questions from it, and that was it. That was basically it. Now it's a sit-down exam, isn't it? So you've got 2 parts. But really, they used to do the driving test as just one thing, and that would be it. That was in 1984, 1985 maybe. I think it was 23. That's quite late, actually. Most boys and girls, they were doing it at 18. I didn't do mine until I was 23 years old. Mick, the first test I had, on my first test I had an instructor testing another instructor. Oh, okay. So I had 2 instructors, failed on 2 minor faults but passed the second time. Second time is cool, yeah. I passed in a Triumph Dolomite, says Tony King. My brother-in-law had one of those. A Triumph Dolomite, red one it was. I had a Triumph TC. I did, yeah. They were good little cars. Mine was blue. His was, I think it was bright red, a Triumph Dolomite he had. They loved that car. Loved that car. Mick Davenport passed in a Mark V Cortina. I wanted one of those, a Cortina. Never got one, though. Great big car, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get one, though. Parkness has got a Triumph Dolomite. Look at that. Morning, Peter Palawoda. Parkness had a Metro. My dad had a Metro. Brother-in-law, we named it the Jazzmobile because my dad was called Jerry. We called it the Jazzmobile. Little red thing it was, the Mini Metro. Jason passed his first time in the Vauxhall Nova. 1991 Gary Ross, a Ford Fiesta. All got the cars here, haven't we, eh? Gosh. A Hillman Hunter. Oh, is that the one with the wood on it? Hasn't it got wood on it, a Hillman Hunter? I'm sure it has. I remember those. Huh, gosh. John's just sent me another picture. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll have a look in a minute. Denise passed first time. No highway code exam. That's right, yes. They asked you on the test questions. Then the instructor hit another car. A roundabout on the way home. Andy passed his test. 1985 was his. Peter drives. 1996 passed his test. That's right, Rachel. Told our son, get your test done in a manual, then you can drive both. Well, I only switched over to an automatic car about 5 years ago. I'd never go back to a gear one now. It's not so bad on the motorways. It's when you're in the traffic, on and off that blooming clutch. Oh, Christ. Especially in a Land Rover. I had Land Rovers. I had 3 altogether, one after the other. And that you really had to push down that clutch on that. You had a bad knee by the end of a journey. If you'd been sitting in traffic. Do you drive, Mark Bowles? Do you drive at all? Where are we now? Past first time in a Mini, says Jeff. Mini, yeah, I test drove a Mini once, Jeff. But I found the new ones have got a lot of space, but I closed the door and I was kind of right up to it like that. Do you know what I mean in a Mini? But to be fair, my Land Rover was exactly the same. I had Defenders. And you close the door there and there's not much room between that arm and the window, really. Michael Pullman, he passed second time on theory. First go on the driving test. Look at that. Look at that. We've all liked our cars, haven't we, eh? We've all liked our cars. We really have. Good. Now, he's just sent in another picture. Let's see if we can see this other picture. Oh, he's just taken off his top. Oh, he's backwards. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. He's just taken off his top. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's good news, isn't it? 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. Oh. I mean, it's a back. Oh, you can see his bum and all. Look, girls. Oh, I'd say. Is yours like that, Mark? Zoom in a little bit more on that. There you go, girls. Look at that. That's what's working opposite John. No wonder he's not watching this much today. Is there another picture? No, just a back one. Can you get in from the front as well, please? I'll just put that up. What are you making me do this morning? This is supposed to be a clean-based family Catholic programme, dear. Shocking. Parknest, my Citroen is a semi-automatic. The BMW has a manual gearbox so I can keep my hands with the cog swapping. I know what you mean, yeah. Rachel likes that. Mine's tighter and more pert. Well, we haven't seen a picture of yours, Mark. Stephen Petty just texting in there. He got rudely interrupted last night during the quiz when a traffic warden told me that me and 6 other drivers had parked illegally, though we... Oh, I've got to open the text now. It's so long. God, Stephen, you're making me work this morning, dear. What was wrong then? Traffic warden said we parked illegally even though we weren't on double yellow lines. If I wasn't to move, I'd be faced with a £75 fine, so I had to move a mile up the road and move into a lorry park, which was already clapped out full. Oh. These are things that we don't know about, actually, Stephen. You know, about the goings on of a lorry driver and what difficulties that you have, really, I suppose. We would never think that a lorry park would be, you know, were you in like a... Where were you, actually? Town and county and type of road, as a matter of interest. Oh, there we are. Okie doke. Right, gang, let's do the raffle tickets now. Let's do the raffle. Mark, you're just so naughty, darling. I just find it difficult to block you. I just find it difficult to give you a cup of tea, though, because I like you so much, darling. It's so difficult. There's a bit of favouritism going on there, isn't there, really, Mark? Do you think? Do you think? Someone would say something I expect. Right, come on, let's do the raffle tickets. Have we got any missing? Oh, there's some here. Who wants a raffle ticket for Monday's Fridge Magnet Raffle? Come on, gang. Let's see who wants a raffle ticket. Maureen, you are ticket number 27 this morning. Do you like this? Isn't that lovely? Look at that. A United Kingdom talk. These are all actual diamonds. Maureen, 27. Tony King, 28. Tony King, 28. I'm going to change pens. That's actually quite difficult to hold, that one. Tony King, 28. Fran Green, 29. Paul and Lou, 30. 31 for Mr. Mark Bowles. 32 for Denise Andrews. Keep an eye out the window, please, John Aitken. You can get one off his front as well, please. Thank you. Denise Andrews. Where's Denise? There's Denise. Michael Parman, 33. Mick Davenport, 34. Jason Hughes, 35. Daniel Holmes, 36. Dylan Hutchinson. Good morning, Dylan. 37 for Dylan. Rachel, 38. Diane Jebb, 39. Ross Herndine, 40. $41 for Heidi Young. Oh, Heidi. Heidi Young, 41. John Aitken, 42. Oh, John sent more pictures. Okay. Peter Wright, 43. Stephen Petty, 44. We'll have a look at the other pictures in a minute. Gary Ross, 45. Okay. Oh, Heidi, we can't tell you that, my darling. We can't tell you if anyone's claimed. Once it's done, it's done. It's up to you, the check back, my love. Keeps the numbers going up. All right. Okay, have I missed anyone out with the raffle tickets? Please speak now. I'll get some more ready just in case. If I've missed anyone out with the raffle tickets, please speak now, and I'll correct that. Let's just Stephen Petty was staying in Thurrock last night. That's Essex, isn't it, Thurrock? Is that near the bridge? Is that near the bridge? Let's have a look. Here we are, yes. I was staying in Thurrock last night, the industrial estate, 2 minutes away from the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, and today I'm heading back up to Lincoln, back up home. So there we are. You live in Lincoln, didn't you, Stephen? Yeah, that's right. I remember when I'm sorry, perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned that, where people live. I'd never tell you my address. It's a big place, isn't it? Big place there. They're blue colour tickets today, Mark. Blue Peter. Blue Peter. They're blue tickets. Well, some of them are green, because we had a few left over. Some are green, and some are blue. All right? Some are blue, some are green. Anyone else want a ticket? Please speak now. If I've missed you out, let's just check the photos. He said, oh, yeah, there we go. We got a frontal now. We got a full frontal. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. Oh, look at him leaning over. Oh, dear. Oh, he's got a bit of a waist, hasn't he? Oh, how disappointing. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. Let's see if we can do it. That's... Oh, I don't know about that. Let's check the third one. I'd like to select the best picture for you. There he is. Oh, that's a nice picture. We're going to move now from the bum picture to the full frontal. Here we go. I'm sorry, straight lads who are watching this morning, I'm sorry about that. You know, I'm just feeling a little bit pervy today. Me and my gay mate on here. Okay, there you go. Oh, yes, Blake. Come on, Rachel. What do you reckon, girl? Yes. Oh, yes. Isn't he lovely? What is that little bit of tissue he's got there for? Anyone know what that's for there? Look at him. All moody. Mean and moody. There you go. Oh, he looks very serious. Doesn't he look very serious? Very nice indeed. It's just... Oh my God. Oh my God. It's all collapsed. 1 minute. Oh, there we are. There you go. Is that all right? Can you see him all right there, everyone? Thanks so much for that, John. I hope these are not old photos that you've nicked off the internet. I'll get done for copyright, darling. He's got a washboard stomach. You like mine, actually. Mine's a bit washboard, isn't it? Mine's a little bit of a washboard stomach. Have you got one of those, Mark Bowles, a washboard stomach? Oh, Heidi, I'm getting too excited this morning. He's about 27. Was it 27, 28? 27, 28, I reckon that's all right, isn't it? Oh, it's his T-shirt, is it? Tucked into his joggers. Oh, I say it's too much, it really is. Yeah, Peter, have you got a picture of yourself like that, Peter Wright? All right, we've got a little text here. Who's asking for a text by Who's asking for a ticket by text? Let's have a look there. Oh, I've got no name on that. Oh, it's Lucy. Is it Lucy? Is it Lucy? Hang on a minute. Artec. Is it Artec? Is it Artec? Could you just tell me if you're Artec? Because I haven't got your name on there. Is it Artec who's asking for a raffle ticket? Please let us know there. There we are. There you go. Heidi likes a nice bit of eye candy. It don't do us any harm, does it? Yeah, I'm a bit like that actually, Heidi Young. You know, sometimes when I'm at my caravan and I sit on the veranda, you know, with my top off and a small pair of shorts, I do see people stopping to look at me. I do. In fact, there was a group of Japanese tourists that went past on a coach, jumped off there with their cameras and their harpoons, actually, trying to get me as I ran back inside. Hello to Gizmo White. Good evening, Gizmo. Welcome to the show. You're new, aren't you? Whereabouts are you? Gizmo is in the house. Good morning, Gizmo. DNDG. Oh, are you DN? I'm not following that. Are you DNDGT on the chat box? If so, can you do it in the chat box? I'm not sure who you are asking for a text there. That's a bit complicated. DNDG2. I think it's you. Is it? If so, that's fine, and I'll do it. But can I just double check? Can you put in a text box as well, in the chat box? I'm confused with that. Bit confused with that. Let's do today's birthdays while we're waiting for that to correct. Oh, hang on, there's another message. Oh, hang on a minute, there's another one. The other bloke nearly caught him taking a picture. Oh, he's looking straight at you, John. Oh, they'll be round there later. He's looking. Actually, he's got quite a nice face. It looks all angry and butch, doesn't it? Look. Oh, yeah. He's seen you. He's seen you, mate. Oh, dear. Nick Gurr. Funny name. I don't know who I'm talking to here. You've got 3 names on that. A name from the other time, Artec. Then you've got Nick. Was it Gurr, G-U-R-R, and then D-N-D-J. So I don't know who you are. Let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday on this Wednesday, the 9th of September 2022. Ken Grady. Hello, Ken. Comes on to the karaoke sometimes. Hello, Ken. Happy birthday. Jason Tanette. Hello, Jason. 21 years old today. Gary Finley today is 49 years old. Jack Brown is a young 19 years old. Stephen Griffin today, 37 years old. Rico Rodriguez, long time no see. Happy birthday to you today, sir. And Andrew Cotty today is 36 years old. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. There's your birthdays for this morning. Gizmo is new to the channel today, so welcome along, Gizmo. I don't read all the messages out all the time. I dip in and out of the chat box usually, but I try and keep an eye, at least a name shout there. Gizmo's in Guildford, so you're not too far from me. I'm in Bracknell, which is about half an hour from you, isn't it? Really, down here in Guildford. Yes, so welcome along to the show. Hope you enjoy a little bit of madness. Okay, right. Right. Okie doke, boys and girls. That's it for the main part of the show today. Now it's time for our daily game of bingo. It's not too exciting, gang. The prize for our daily game of bingo is another raffle ticket. I thought I had... Oh, there we are. You get another raffle ticket, another chance to win one of our wonderful fridge magnets, okay? The draw for the raffle is every Monday. You won't know this, Gizmo. But we have a raffle every Monday morning at 8:45 in the morning. Okay? To get a raffle ticket, all you have to do right now, at the end of every show, or near the end of every show, is shout, "Ticket, please." So that's now. So if you want a ticket, just say "Ticket, please," and I'll give you a raffle ticket. If not, then that's fine as well. Okay? We do that for every show except the bingo show on Sunday night. So every morning you can get a free raffle ticket, and then on Monday morning, somewhere in the show on Monday morning, we do a raffle. Okay? Alrighty. Okay, boy. Yeah, that's right. I'm due a trim probably tomorrow, Mark. I'll probably do my hair tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. There we are. Okay, so it's now bingo time, our daily little game of bingo. If you're watching for the first time and you want to join us for our daily game of bingo, you will have to let me know that you want to play. Just send me an email to that email address there saying, please add me either to the Sunday bingo or the weekday bingo, and I'll add you to either both or one of those lists, whichever you want to do. Just a reminder, gang, we played the bingo full house, okay? I'll bring up the bingo board now. Bingo is for the full house. You need to cross off all the numbers on your bingo tickets. When I spot someone as won, I will stop the game, and then it's up to you. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim the game. All right, Jeff and Linda, ticket number 46, Jeff. Jeff, if Linda's got an account as well, you can have 2 tickets. I can only give out 1 ticket per YouTube account, if you see what I mean. So if Linda wants to log on and subscribe, she can do so, okay? And then she can ask for a ticket on her own account. It has to come up on the screen like that, all right? Otherwise, they think someone's getting preferential treatment. So 1 for you, Jeff. Number 46 for you, Jeff. Or Jeff Burley, sorry. Jeff Burley. Jeff was an electrician. He was telling me the other week during all the electrical bits and pieces. Okay. Gizmo does radio too. Oh, do you really? Whereabouts is that, Gizmo? Be interested to find that out. Okay, so we're playing the whole ticket, boys and girls. All the bingo. 1.5 minutes to claim when I stop the game. If you don't claim within that minute and a half, for any reason at all, once we've moved on, you've missed it, okay? Doesn't matter what the reason is. It's the only way we can do it, I'm afraid. If you don't claim in that minute and a half that I give you to claim, and we've moved on to the next number, you've missed it. Even if no one claims on the next number, we carry on for another winner. All right? Okay, 1's fine. Okay, Jeff. 1 ticket. They're not greedy. Are you ready then? Let's play bingo, gang. Eyes down. Here comes your first number. 7 and 9, 79. 2 little ducks, 22. Quack, quack. 3 and 4, 34. 2 and 3, 23. All the 4s, 44. Boris's Den, number 10. 4-0, blind 40. 8 and 4, 84. 6-0, blind 60. 4 and 3, 43. Not enough quacks there, Denise. That was 2, darling, all right? 3 and 9, 39. Just a moment. Let me just get rid of this now. Da, 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 da. Just 1 second, gang. There's something putting me off here. Oh, where is it now? Where is it? Gone. Okay. 5 and 1, 51. 6 and 9, 69. 4 and 6, 46. Thank you for the extra one there, Denise. 7 and 6, 76. 6 and 5, 65. 5 and 7, 57. 6 and 2, 62. 8 and 1, 81. One little duck, number 2. Denise was a bit slow in the last one, so we'll just wait for her to quack. It might take about 10 seconds or so because of the delay coming through. But we do need the quack from Denise, otherwise it just doesn't work if we don't get the quack, does it? Do you know what I mean? Quack! One little duck, number 2. Quack. I'll just wait a moment. Thank you, Denise. All on its own, number 9. 4 and 7, 47. 7 and 1, 71. 2 and 5, 25. 4 and 5, 45. All on its own, number 4. 7 and 8, 78. One fat, morbidly obese Gemma Collins, number 8. 4 and 1, 41. 6 and 1, 61. 7 and 3, 73. Oh, come on, Heidi, you must have had a number. You must have had one by now. 1 and 9, and a 19, and a 19, and a 19, 19, and a 19. 8 and 6, 86. 3 and 2, 32. All on its own, number 7. 1 and 2, 12. 2-0, blind 20. 1 and 8, 18. 1 and 5, 15. 3 and 5, 35. 8 and 3, 83. 2 and 7, 27. 5 and 8, 58. 6 and 4, 64. Have you got any numbers yet, Heidi? I hope so. 2 and 6, 26. 2 and 1, 21. 1 and 7, 17. All the 5s, 55. All on its own, little number 1. 5 and 6, 56. Blah, blah. 7-0, blind 70. 5 and 2, 52. Top of the shop, blind 90. All on its own, number 3. All the 6s, 66. Let's click those fingers again, 66. 3 and 6, 36. 4 and 8, 48. All the 1s, legs 11. 7 and 4, 74. 4 and 2, 42. 2 and 9, 29. All the 3s, 33. 5-0, blind 50. 8 and 9, 89. 6 and 8, 68. 2 and 4, 24. 6 and 3, 63. 3 and 7, 37. 3 and 8, 38. All the 7s, 77. 5 and 4, 54. 4 and 9, 49. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo! 5 and 3, 53. 1 and 3, unlucky for some, 13. 8 and 5, 85. 8 and 7, 87. All on its own, one click, number 6. And all on its own, number 5. We have a winner on number 5. Is it you? You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize. Is it you? Let me see someone shout bingo. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Either text it on the text number 07551 259 675 very quickly, or shout bingo in the text box. Is it you? Is it you? Please leave Gemma Collins alone. She's gorgeous. Must go off to Specsavers. Mark Bowles has won the bingo today. I think that might be the first time you've won the daytime bingo, Mark. Would I be right in guessing that? Paul and Lou, losers in life. I'm sorry, Paul and Lou. Losers! Losers! Okay. Can I just have another look at that bloke again? Because I haven't looked at him for a while now. Where is he now? There he is. There he is. Hello. Hello. Okay, let's read these winning numbers out today. Last number 5, 7, 10, 21, 30, 21, 22, 35, 36, 46, 47, 54, 59, 61, 74, 76 and 87. Mark Bowles gets another raffle ticket. What do you mean, what colour is the ink? What, on the raffle ticket you mean? Black. Black ink matters. There you go, look. So Mark gets another bingo ticket. Here we go. One moment. Number 47, Mr. Mark Bowles. For the fridge magnet. So you now have 2 chances to win that fridge magnet. Hang on, let me get rid of that. You now have 2 chances to win that fridge magnet, Mr. Mark Bowles. There you go. Number 47. Let me just give that a little help on the way. A little help on the way. I feel torn. I'll be honest with you. I feel a little bit torn today, Mark Bowles. You know, between yourself and our friend there, who we don't know his name yet. You know, I don't suppose you'd like, you know, sort of. I shouldn't really ask that sort of thing on this programme, but you know, both of you possibly at. Anyway, boys and girls, have a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining us. I've had a scream with you this morning. An absolute scream. Absolute scream. Thanks very much for joining us on the show today. Hope you enjoyed it and had a little bit of fun. And we will be back with you tomorrow morning at 8:45 in the morning. Just a reminder, gang, and thanks very much for the £1 super chat today from Mr. John Parish. If you've got anything you want to send in, pictures, perhaps a little film or something that you're interested in or part of your life, or I don't know, a grandchild that you're proud of, whatever, doesn't matter what it is, a cake, then send it through Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.uk. Please don't send more than 2 photos at a time, because it started becoming quite complicated then. Alright, my loves, and I'll shove them up online for you in tomorrow's show in exchange for a given number of likes. Okay, have a lovely day, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning, 8:45. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.